Okay, this is time-honored designs, and we are going to be showing you some beginning techniques using the hybrids for face painting and also as a temporary tattoo, which is nice that you can do with both of the products. Okay, so to make sure that there's no condensation or any water built up in your guns from cleaning it, what we like to do first is blow our guns out with denatured alcohol prior to hooking them up to the product. So Andrea's got it hooked up to denatured alcohol here, and she's just going to blow it out. And pull it off and then blow it clear. And we're going to do that with all the guns that we're going to be using prior to using the hybrids. And that's how we found we've gotten the best results. So then you're going to shake your hybrid product for 20 seconds. We like to put in a marble to help stir it up. So Andrea's going to shake it for 20 seconds. And then it should be ready to go. Okay, we've also found with the hybrids that we can spray them at a lot lower PSI than we would a water-based product. I've got the gauge set here at just below 18 PSI. Your gauges on a CO2 tank aren't going to be real accurate, so what we would do is we would test it on our own face with a double action brush without the product in it to see how it feels. So what we like to do is test the airflow out on our own face to make sure it's not too much and it feels comfortable.
Turn it down a little bit.
That's about where we want it, and that's still a little less than 18 PSI. If we were running a water base, we'd probably be bumping that up to at least 25, which makes a big difference on how it feels. One of the big misconceptions of the hybrids is because it is water resistant, people seem to think that it's difficult to take off, and it's not. It's actually very easy to take off. So we're going to do a small cheek art stencil on Jenny and remove it so you can see just how easy it is to remove. So she's going to be doing a double stencil here, so we're going to do the base first. Don't take it off. Now, if you wanted to add glitter to it, what we would do is we would leave the stencil in place while we put the glitter on so that the glitter only goes where the stencil is. A lot of times you can't do this with the hybrids because they will dry too fast to get any glitter to stick. But if you can get it to stay wet enough to do that, you can do that. Or you can try the sealer on there after you have put it on. So now we're going to do the second part of the stencil, which is going to be black. Very nice. So we have some Maleficent on her cheek. And first we're going to show you the water resistant qualities of the paint. So I'm going to put some water on a cotton round here. And we're going to wipe her face with water. And nothing comes off. And that's what you want. If you are painting in a situation where there may be rain, your person is sweating, it may be hot, they're going through misters, you don't have to worry about it messing up. It will last through those type of conditions. However, it's still very easy to come off. So if you take the activator, diluter, or cleaner, or makeup remover, you will see that it wipes clean. You just don't use water to get it off. You can use straight liquid soap makeup remover, or the activator. One of the other nice things that we like about the hybrids is they can be used as a face paint, or you can use them more like an airbrush tattoo. So first, if you swab the skin with rubbing alcohol to remove any oils, and you wouldn't be doing this on the face, you would be doing this on other parts of the body or the arm. If you remove the oils from the skin like she just did, dry it, and she's going to apply a stencil. She had sprayed that with spray tack, so she gets it nice and flush on there. You'll see that how vibrant the colors are. Now to make it last even longer, if you hit it with the sealer, if you leave the stencil on, while the sealer is still wet, you can also hit it with some glitter. The sealer is going to make it last twice as long for you, and it's going to add a bit of a sheen to it also. We always leave the stencil on when we do the glitter so that the glitter goes only where the design is. And the magic moment. Carefully remove your stencil. Now that can last 3 to 5 days for her. So now we're applying the base coat, which we mixed the base coat with white and just a little bit of the neon green. We like to tell people when we paint them with the airbrushes, it can feel a little intimidating, but if they just raise their hand slightly, we will back off the trigger, and that helps to make the person feel more comfortable and that they're in control of the process. Now we're going to show you a trick with people for scrunchy eyes. So if Jenny would scrunch her eyes, what you're going to get, especially with kids, on how to get a better flow of paint when they're doing that. So go ahead and scrunch your eyes, Jenny, like, there you go. And if you just very gently lift the skin up right where the brow is, it helps even out those creases. So go ahead, scrunch up for us. There you go. Now, and that will help to get into where those creases are on the eye. You want to be careful when airbrushing the face that you don't get the airbrush too close up to the lips, because you don't want to blow that air into their mouth. A little bit of white highlight. She's going to flip the stencil. The nice thing about the hybrids is you can flip the stencils without transferring the product that's on the back side because it dries so quickly.
I'm going to come in front just to make sure it's lined up.
Okay, now we're going to shade the jawline. First with the fluorescent.
Turn this way for me. Turn back the other way just a little. I'll turn back this way.
Now we're going to take the black and start putting in the texture on the forehead.
Let's see where we want this to go. There.
A stencil like this, don't be afraid to move it around where you need it. It doesn't have to exactly go in the same place as where you first placed it. You can move it around to fit your needs. And every face is going to be a little bit different shape and a little bit different size. So Andrea's moving the stencil to fit her face for this particular model. Because Ginny's got a little tiny face. Very nice. Here's your eyebrows.
Oh, yes.
So what we've done here is taken the hybrids and we've kind of let them evaporate for a few hours into a nice liquid that we can brush on. So now we're going to brush on some of the evaporated hybrid that we let sit out without a cap for probably 4 hours. It's going to depend on what your humidity is in your area. Using it this way, it will evaporate very quickly. So you don't want to put a whole lot out of the bottle, just what you're going to need to use immediately.
Close to the lash line, so let me know. At me so I can see. Make sure I'm doing it evenly. Okay. Alright, so first look straight at me so I can see. There. Okay. Close your eyes. Color pop.
Okay. She just needs some lips. a dehydrated version that we left the cap off for a while of just the Hybrid Airbrush makeup. The nice thing about using this on the lips is that they can drink or eat and it's not going to mess it up. Much like a water base would come right off if they were going to eat. She could even eat ice cream and it would still be there. It also doesn't come off on the teeth like the water base does because it dries faster. The nice thing about using the hybrids on the lips is that, one, it's not going to come off on the teeth because it dries much faster than a lot of your water bases. And also she can eat or drink and she can even have ice cream and it's not going to mess her lips up. It's going to remain intact until she takes it off with the makeup remover or the cleaner. This is the chili pepper red we're using, hot chili pepper red. Nice and bright. There you go. There's Maleficent. Okay, what I want to show you here is your brush on product. I have airbrushed on some base colors of the hybrids here. And I'm going to use, this is the brush on pink. Here's the pink undiluted of the brush on, and I've already airbrushed the hybrid colors on her. I'm going to go over those colors with the brush on pink. That is not what a professional artist would be looking for. It's streaky. It's pulling off the other paint underneath it. And it's just a really odd texture to try to brush on. That's the pink. I'm going to show you the blue. Here's the blue, and this is undiluted. I haven't diluted this, and you can dilute it, but what I found with diluting it with the diluter is it actually makes it even more translucent. Here's the dark blue. And you can see how translucent that is also. Well, and the Timbers people have told me that it tastes funny if I use it on the lips. So here's the black, which is actually better than some of the other colors. Getting very close to what a professional would want to use. I can actually make some drops and it's not, it's more opaque. This is more workable for a professional artist. The yellow, however, this is one that I found as one of the hardest to work with as a liquid paint. You can see how it almost is like finger paint. And I don't really know what we'd use this color for it doesn't cover at all over the other colors. It's too translucent. And even if you were to use it as a standalone color, it just doesn't have a pop to it. You barely see it on the skin. We'll do the white. And this has been stirred real well. So here's the white. It's getting a little better. What professional artists like to use the white for is usually they're going to be going over a black to do little dots or highlights on a darker color. That seems to be working. It could be a little bit more opaque, but it works. It's much better than the yellow. I almost think that if you added some of the white pigment to the yellow, you'd have better results with it.